God damn it!
What's up, everybody? It's the man that cop Paco. I'm posted up in the cut, in the cut like a band.
Paco, shout out to Paco.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? It's the man that cop Paco. I'm posted up in the cut like a bandage.
And this is Mr. Popcorn, the Colonel from Down Under. Let's get it poppin'.
Oh, yeah. Today is a very special day, episode 53. The day after Independence Day here in America. Gene, what are your thoughts on the 4th of July?
The 4th of July, the 4th of July. What does it even mean?
What does it mean to an Australian?
Like absolutely nothing. I had to work today. It's not a day off, yeah. We didn't run away from the British. We were thrown onto this island called Australia because we're all convicts and criminals. So
Right.
We're not going to celebrate it, are we?
No, of course not. You guys didn't get independence from the Brits.
Not really. I mean, we are still part of the Commonwealth first. The Queen, well, not the Queen, she's dead.
Thank goodness, right? Praise God. Take her out of our lives. We don't care about the Queen. We have zero respect for the Queen or King or whatever they got over there, for the monarchy, whatever.
We certainly don't have respect for our politicians, that's for damn sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Even here in America, we do not respect politicians. They're like the cops. We don't respect them at all. You know what I'm saying? No. We can say that right out,
We don't respect the cops either. No.
That's good.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad you guys are gangsters as we are.
Yeah, no, we don't like authority. That's one thing about Australians. We do not like being told what to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I would break noses and necks if I seen people drinking milk during the day. It's disgusting.
Just give me a minute.
Gene, what are you sipping on? I know you got a new fetish. Why don't you go ahead and let us know?
Just to show how manly I am, I'm drinking a nice cup of Earl Grey tea and dunking some orange and chocolate cookies in it because it's cold here. It's good. It's good during winter.
That sounds very British. If I had to say.
Yes, it is very British. British.
All right, you know what? Go ahead.
Coffee's better.
Coffee and a cigarette. What can beat that?
Yeah. Well, coffee and a vape for me nowadays, but I agree with that sentiment because I grew up for 30 years having that for breakfast, coffee and a cigarette. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You know what? Why don't we get into the first segment? Everybody's favorite segment, which is, of course, the weather report. Gene, what do you got for us?
Well, here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, it is 12:40 a.m. On what fucking day is it? Thursday, and it's 13 degrees Celsius. It's cold, and it's black, and it's winter. Yeah.
Well, July 5th. Over here, 7:40 a.m. It's 91 degrees already. The high is 109. So, summer is coming. You know what I mean? It's going to get up to like 120 for us over here. But it's 109 today. The sun has a bit of mercy on us. And, it's very clear. It's very clear, but it's very hot. So, that's what we're doing out here in Peoria, Arizona. West side of the Phoenix area.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. So what's our first segment?
This is one of the best segments I've ever made. I love it. Let's get into Spencer's TikTok. We're not promoting it anymore. We're telling people to not follow it. So go ahead, Gene.
Yeah, unsubscribe from this shit. This guy's useless. This guy's a terror. He's a menace to society. I mean, what good is he? He's running around. He's, shooting up schools. He's smacking old ladies. He's sticking fireworks. You know what he did for 4th of July? He just ran around sticking fireworks up dogs' asses and then filming it. Yeah, and then doing it.
Brilliant thing.
And as the dogs just flew away like a rocket, he did little TikTok dances. Yeah,
Wow.
like he's an 18-year-old girl. No,
Wow.
we got to unsubscribe. We've got to get this guy cancelled, deplatformed.
Yeah.
And go live with Alex Jones. Yeah.
Right. Hashtag cancel Spencer. Spencer's TikTok is virus. If you follow it, you're gonna get unlimited spam. Spam to your email, spam to your text. It's not good. You know what I mean? Spencer's a villain. He is a villain in every sense of the word. And I do not condone following Spencer. If you guys follow him, unfollow me because I don't want to get spammed. You know, I know that's how it works, but whatever.
Yeah. No, we'll get this taken off. YouTube will take us off the air.
You know what? Yeah.
TikTok, yeah.
Right. Talking about Spencer's, even just talking about it, it's going to get us kicked off of YouTube. But you know what? We have to let the people know. I appreciate Eugene for letting us know. But I appreciate
we can't mention it. We can't mention it anymore, though. We can't mention it anymore.
We'll mention it again next episode, but not anymore this episode.
We don't want to get demonetized.
Right. I don't have any monetization. I don't have any monetization.
Monetization. No.
Right. Money. Yeah. I don't get money from this. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Gene, did you have anything you wanted to discuss before we get into any of the other segments?
I'm moving house early next week, so I've got that.
Moving house. That's what you guys call it. Over here in America, we just say, "Oh, I'm gonna move soon," or "I'm moving." We don't say "moving house," which is kind of gay.
Yeah.
And you're moving to a different state?
No. I'm moving to a different part of the city. I'm moving in with friends. So you'll see early next week. You'll see me in a different location. Got a big ass room. Some of it's been soundproof, so I'm going to set up my own proper studio. I recorded my own episode of my own podcast this morning. Shout out Joel Shogun. And just going to try and get this podcast thing building up, And so that's pretty much the big news that's happening in my world at the moment. What about you? What's going on?
Nothing. Whole bunch of nothing. You need maybe I could send something to you, like a microphone or something, huh?
Okay, sorry, you can hear me all right?
No. It sounds kind of garbage. That's why I'm saying maybe I could send you a mic, like a nice mic. This is like a $60 mic. This right here, like $60, nothing. And then of course we got the Rodecaster right here. Rodecaster is great. No, you sound good. But you sound like Gene. You know what I mean? We could get it a little better, right? I don't know.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Oh, that sounds great, actually.
Okay. It's just a different port.
Let's address the chat. You are live late today. This is from Rachel.
Shout out Rachel.
My cousin. Rachel, you want to get on the show? We need any help we can get.
We do. We need some help. We need a third person. Rachel, come on and tell us about some food.
Hey, shout out to Paco.
Right, yeah. I don't know. Shout out to Rachel. I know she works at there's a store out here. It's called Ulta. Do you guys have Ulta in Australia?
Never heard of it.
Oh. And if you did have it in Australia and you told me you never heard of it, that would make sense because it's a makeup store, like for women. Okay. And they got makeup. I have to be I can't say you can't say that. Can't say what, Rachel? Ulta's a makeup store. It's for women. It's for chicks. I don't know anything about any of the products you sell, but she does have 25% off if you need to get your eyebrows did or something, Gene. Let me know. I'll get it for cheap.
Sure.
My cousin Rachel.
Oh, where I work, she doesn't want you shouting out. She doesn't want you blowing up her work spot.
Oh, Rachel does not work at Ulta. She works at a place for chicks. I'll just say Okay, I'm sorry, Rachel. My bad for putting you on blast. I just didn't know. I didn't know it was a big deal. Okay, but anyways, Rachel's the kind of woman who goes to Panera and gets drinks for free every day.
She doesn't want to be associated with this podcast.
You're right. She does not want to be associated professionally with this podcast.
No, yeah.
I'm not allowed. And then she says, dumbass. I think she's talking about you.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, there's a place called Alta, which is for women. And, you know, they just basically get makeup and stuff. It's
Sure.
cool, man. Yeah. Let me see here. Panera right now. Wonderful. Like I said, all she does is go to Panera. She got a drink club thing, like a card,
I remember.
which is her a free drink. Yeah.
She recommended it on an episode.
Yeah, she did. We don't go to Panera. Panera's very high class, and it's not around me, you know.
Well, you're not high class, so you know.
I used to be at one point for like about a week or two. I was.
How did that go? What was that like?
It was like wearing Louis Vuitton sneakers and having a purse as a man.
ASAP Rocky.
Yes. Yeah. It is very. That's what I was thinking about. I was thinking, how can I say it quicker? You just said it.
Shout out ASAP Rocky. We like ASAP Rocky.
Oh, I love ASAP. Out here, West, we love ASAP.
We should review some ASAP Rocky, actually. Some of his earlier albums. His first mixtape is really good.
Right. Right, his first one. But I mean, and even his newest one, That's My Bitch with Rihanna. Well, Rihanna's in the video, but like the whole song, That's My Bitch is very good because I like that whole screwed up sound. You know, ASAP Rocky is down with Houston, Texas.
Yeah, he is actually. He does some screwed stuff. Yeah,
fake sneakers don't count. Rachel knows I get my Louis Vuitton sneakers from the swap meet. Do you guys have swap meet out there, Gene?
What's a swap meet? How would you describe it?
Basically what it is, you go into an open area where it's a bunch of people, it's a bunch of vendors. They set up their tables, and basically you pay like $25 a day for a spot. And then once you pay that spot, you can set up your table and sell anything you want. It's a swap meet. People have stuff that they make. It's very nice. Sure. I love the swap meet. I will never disrespect the swap meet.
We have what you'd call those markets, but it's all
what's that?
We call them markets, and you'd have lots of food, like vegetables and that sort of thing, and then lots of hippie stuff. We're certainly not selling sneakers or anything like that. That sounds way cooler. Yeah.
Right. No, that sounds like a farmer's market to me, because we have those too.
That's what we have. Yeah. We might have boot sales, where people sell stuff out of their boots of their cars. But no, we don't have swap meets per se. No.
Yeah, Rachel's right. It's like a yard sale and not a farmer's market, like Rachel just said.
No, I'm with you.
No. But and me and Jay and the homie Mr. Callie and Mr. Blackie, we used to go to swap meet every weekend. We burn CDs of our own music, and then we make like covers, and then we sell them. We sell out every time because I had a little boombox where we would play the CDs.
Well, that's cool.
People would come up and they'd be like, "Oh, this is you?" Like, yeah, that's me. And then next thing you know, we sell out all our CDs. I even got a video on YouTube where it's me selling a CD under 1 minute.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hustling.
Right. Yeah. Swap meet hustle. Next thing you know, we'd be at Denny's. And do you guys
yeah. We got Denny's.
Yeah. Next thing we know, we'd be at Denny's. This is wasting our money on food. But it was very fun. It was fun.
So
It
you,
was a
ju-
fun time.
so you sold burnt CDs for breakfast.
Right. But
Yeah.
we would sell out, so we get over a couple $100, but still,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Well,
it's
they'll
nice.
cover breakfast. They will cover breakfast.
Breakfast and then some, you know. Rest in peace to Cali, man. I miss that fool so much, man. You know, he was very instrumental in our swap meet days.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good man. He was a good man. But yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into social engineering.
Are we?
No, we're not. Not today. I don't have the brain capacity.
No.
Let's get into medical advice, though. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start it off, Gene, and let me know if you agree with this.
Sure. Take it away.
My medical advice is: do not get cut by pieces of like metal or wood or something on the palm of your hand. Like I got a little like right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little cut, and it really bothers you all day. It's a minor cut, and it just bothers you all day when you're grabbing stuff or when you're working. You know what I mean? It just bothers you all day. So don't get cut on the palm of your hand. If you're gonna get cut on like your arm or your leg or something, but not the palm of your hand. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, the palm of the hand. No, that sucks. It's a very sensitive area. Definitely, I don't know if I've ever been cut on the palm of my hand. You know, a blood brothers or something.
Oh, yeah,
making a blood oath or something. No,
I mean,
very,
I've seen that in films.
Yeah. Very Illuminati or fucking Russian
Very,
gangsters.
yeah.
But we've got someone in the chat new here, there, Paco.
Oh, who's that?
Who is this?
It says Diggs BTW. Hey, what's up, G? What's popping, homie? You know, we out here, Paco's Power Hour. You know,
Do you know this
I don't know
person?
who that is. No, this is from Twitch.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. It might be.
Is this our Twitch stalker?
Yeah, well, yeah, it might be either that or from the FBI or something. Homeland Security. Out here in America, we got a lot of strict rules.
Right.
We don't really have freedom of speech on the internet. But if I were talking to you directly, person to person, we got freedom of speech.
Sure.
I'll rate you real quick. Ask her what Boss Donuts is.
She's Diggs, who are you? Reveal yourself, Diggs.
Oh, Bosa Donuts. Bosa Donuts. Hey, so what's up? I was going to call and ask, what is Boss Donuts? But then you clarified it and said Bosa Donuts, which I agree with. Bosa is bomb, especially when you go at 3 a.m.
I would rather have Bosa donut sandwich than this Panera bagel right now, too.
Oh, yeah, because I've had a bagel, egg, bacon sandwich from Bosa, and it's on point. Yeah. It's on point.
Yeah, it is. And Panera's bagels are very bomb, except for the fact that I'd still rather have a Bosa sandwich than a Panera bagel.
Do you think at Panera they make them and they just kind of sit out?
Yes, I think they're considered a bakery, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. They make all their breads and shit out in there.
Gene,
so
yeah, go ahead.
Mm.
Go ahead.
Why are you calling me when I'm walking up to my job? You have to call me tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow we'll get you on. But yeah.
Tomorrow I don't work, so I'll just be awake early, taking my dogs outside, and that's it.
All right, Rachel. Thank you for clarifying that. I was going to ask you what Boss Donuts was because I was like, Boss Donuts? Is that a new spot Rachel's not telling me about?
No, hell no. I would never disrespect like that.
All right, Rachel. You have a good day at work. Right. Thank you for calling in.
Bye. You guys have a good day too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Rachel.
Yeah. Oh, she hung up before you said bye, Rachel.
She did. So rude.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Diggs BTW 7.
Who are you, Diggs? Diggs, reveal yourself.
I feel like it's a guy I know. I feel like it's somebody I know.
It sounds like it. He's saying, "Hey, what's up, G?"
Yeah, G, and who knows what G stands for? Might stand for Gene. I don't know. But
no, I don't know Diggs. I don't know anyone called Diggs. By the way, 7.
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, I probably do, but I just don't know his handle on Twitch.
Twitch.
right?
Stalker. Yeah,
I feel like it's a person I know at work, but I can't really say. I don't want to dox them either.
No, they don't want to be associated with Paco's Power Hour. Everyone hates us.
Right, a lot of people do hate. A lot of people are trying to cancel us and get us fired from our jobs, but we don't speak about our jobs. We do, but we don't say exactly where we work. And Gene, you've said it before, but hopefully they forgot and they don't listen to past episodes.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
No,
sorry.
that's fine. That's fine. Go. You can go ahead and say whatever you want. You're in Australia. It's a whole different ball game out there.
Yeah. But I don't mention where I work. Well, no, I have. Shit.
Yeah, you literally have. You said the name.
Don't listen to this podcast. Don't listen to it.
Don't listen to the back catalog. God damn it.
Yeah.
No.
No one does.
Okay.
Anyway. No one does with podcasts.
Right. We'll go ahead and get into It's Whack, a Paco's Power Hour original. I've never heard this on any other show ever. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I'll start it off, Gene. It's whack when you don't have fireworks on the 4th of July and all your neighbors have fireworks and they're all setting it off until like 2 a.m. 2 a.m. July 5th. I will say it's pretty whack. You look pretty stupid when you don't have fireworks. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, is that relatable to you, Gene?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like we had our fireworks taken off us a long time ago. No one's allowed fireworks over here except the council to set off on public events. So that's whack, I guess. But as I've said before, there's a lot of maniacs down here who stick them up dogs' asses, and I don't like that. So so yeah, it's not really relatable, no, because I don't want any of these assholes sticking them up dogs' asses.
Right. We love the dogs. And yesterday, my brother Ruby, he brought his dog over. And I posted it on Facebook. His name is Kane.
I saw Kane. Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
We call him Big Daddy Kane. He's such a good dog. He's such a good boy. I love to play with dogs. They're so funny. They really do have their own personalities. Like,
absolutely.
Like he's rough. He acts like a cat. So like when you're like, hey Kane, and you got like a toy, he'll be like trying to like paw at it like a cat. It's so funny. But
I've got a funny dog story for you. A friend of mine, they were looking after a dog and we took them for a walk. It was a little Chihuahua and this dog, it was in love with this unicorn, this soft toy that was a unicorn, but it would have sex with it all the time. Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. In love, how?
No, exactly how you're thinking, and it'd be thrust in its little hips, pounding away. Then it'd look back at you, look up at you again, and then pause. Like, am I doing it right? Yeah, you see me? Yeah. Then boom, straight back into it.
Dogs that make eye contact while they're humping something is a whole nother breed.
It is. Yeah. I don't know what's going on in their minds, but yeah, and watching it's just like, yeah, but you can't look away. That's right. The thing. You want to look away. You shouldn't be looking, but you can't.
Car accident. You're like, oh my God, I hope they're okay. No, we love here at Paco's Power Hour. We love dogs, and
yeah, we do.
Shout out to Big Daddy Kane. Wherever you are, he's in Tempe right now. I'm in Peoria. Just to give you an idea, Gene, Peoria is about 45 minutes away from Tempe. There's a bunch of cities in between.
Okay.
But yeah, I do visit Kane. He's a good boy. I always go like this. I always go, oh, Kane, poor baby, nobody loves you, and he starts crying. When I look, nobody loves you, baby. How come nobody feeds you? And of course they do love him and they do feed him. But I just say that and he starts crying. Dogs are very emotional.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta take care of them.
They're very needy. They're not like cats who go, well, do you have food? All right.
Oh.
No, well, fuck you then. And they just walk away.
I don't like cats only because of my allergy.
Okay. I like cats. I like their attitude.
They're funny. They're very
funny.
Yeah, but because of my allergy, I'm not
Sure.
allowed. I can't be around them because I'll just start rubbing my eyes, my
Okay,
nose.
you're allergic. You're
Yeah,
allergic. Yeah.
but I do watch them on Facebook.
Yeah, I know they're hilarious. They're fucking hilarious.
Absolutely, they just go like this with the cup. They're like kind of hitting it.
They're looking straight at you. You know, I'm gonna whack it.
I wish I could have a cat, but I can't. Gene, do you have a you know it's whack?
Do I have a it's whack? Yeah. You were talking about cutting your palm. You know when you peeling your nails and then like it gets stuck, right at the very end, and then you just fucking pull it. Yeah. And then it just rips the skin, and that that hurts, and it just hurts. It annoys you all day long. Yeah. It won't go away for a couple of days. That's whack.
Right. And it gets to a point where you're like, you cut it to that point, and then you're like, I gotta make a decision. Either I leave it, or else I just be in pain a couple of days, but you'll be in pain, but it'll be kind of convenient. I don't know.
You always pull it off. You always pull it off.
Always. Usually with your teeth, like,
yeah.
Oh my God. No. But the palm, that you're just grabbing stuff all day, especially in my line of work.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I forgot I had a cut. And you're reminded very quickly, because if you get like the edge of a cardboard box touching the exact spot where you're cut, it's like, oh.
Yeah, that's relatable. That's relatable.
Cardboard boxes are whack because of cardboard cuts, but yeah.
Cardboard cuts, fuck. Okay.
They're worse than paper cuts. Well,
yeah, I can imagine they are.
I don't know.
They're thicker. I don't know. Paper cuts.
Oh, they are thicker. No, they are thicker. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, that was good. It's whack. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing here. We already gave medical advice. I told people not to get cut in the palm of their hands. Did you have medical advice, Gene?
Medical advice. When you got nose hairs, you pull them out a bit, but don't pull too much, because that's meant for blockage. Yeah, because if you don't, then it's just going to drip. It's just going to drip all day long. Yeah. And that's embarrassing. You're talking to someone, someone you find attractive, and you just got this little sheen of snot right on your top lip. That's what the nose hairs are there for. So don't pull them too much. That's my advice.
Right. You don't want to do that.
Is that relatable?
It is relatable. I usually keep the nose hairs just so I don't do too much cocaine. No, I'm just kidding. But
I can't get up there at all.
Yeah.
But here at Paco and Gene, we don't advocate illegal drug use.
No, unless you got some. But yeah, I'm just kidding.
And no one's watching. The cops aren't around.
Right. Nobody's watching. Anyways, Diggs BTW. If you know me, call my phone, man. Get on the show. Let's hear what you got to say. Anyways, that's some good medical advice. I would always pull one or two nose hairs. Like the only time I'll pull a nose hair is if it's if it's out way too far.
Yeah.
People know.
Yeah. You don't want to waving in the wind at people. No.
Right. You ever look at somebody and you're like, oh my God, they got one long nose hair too far out. It's embarrassing, right?
Yeah, not a good look. Or they got a whole bush. Stick it.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Oh my God, I would be embarrassed. So I always say, hey, you know what? I don't know if you noticed this, but you got like a nose hair that's like, I always say that to people. I don't care. Just because I would want people to tell me,
Yeah. Oh, of course. Like when you get boogers, you want to know. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I do nose check. Am I good?
Right? Yeah. Same thing with ear hair. You're like, oh my God. At a certain age, let me tell you, people, if you're not old enough to get ear hairs, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Do you get ear hair?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, no, I haven't got that yet. No, I'm not looking forward to that.
I'm sure you do have it, but you just don't know about it. It's like
No, I don't want to know.
you know, because other people know, but
Oh
if
God,
you don't
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's
And
embarrassing.
you got to. Oh, that's gross.
It is gross. But when I go to the barber, they always trim it for me. So you know what? It's not good. But yeah, just check on your hair, Gene. Oh, Powerade! Shout out to Powerade. You know.
Blue, best flavor.
Oh yeah, Mountain Berry Blast. Is it Mountain Berry Blast over there?
No. It's just called Powerade or Gatorade.
It doesn't say because the blue one is Mountain Berry Blast.
Is that the actual flavor of it?
Mountain
doesn't say.
Berry Blast. Yeah.
No.
The blue one is Mountain Berry Blast. The red one is
Okay.
Fruit Punch. The pink one is Strawberry Lemonade.
Yeah,
The other one, oh no, Strawberry Lemonade is a big hit out here in America.
No, I don't. I hate the color pink. I refuse to eat or drink anything pink. I hate
you like
pink.
pussy, huh? I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No comment.
Oh wow. No, but also the orange one is orange, obviously, and then we got the purple one, which is grape. We used to have a green one, which was sour apple, which was very good.
That would be good. I'd try that. Yeah.
They discontinued it here.
Okay.
Very sad. Because that was my favorite flavor for a while.
Yeah, sure. I'd try that. Yeah. I like a good apple drink. Yeah.
Sour apple. But whatever.
Yeah.
It's like reminiscent of the Granny Smith apples.
Oh, my favorite. My favorite.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what it was like. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good. I'd drink the shit out of that. Yeah.
Oh, I did. And you know what? They was like, you know what? No more. And I was like, no, but please.
Yeah, I hate that. That's what's whack when they take away your favorite products out of the stores.
Right.
That's hella whack.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
I had this
Go ahead.
I had this popcorn. It was nacho cheese popcorn in the microwave. Yeah.
Yeah.
The best popcorn. And they just fucking took it away and replaced it with cinnamon donut. Who wants cinnamon donut fucking
that doesn't even sound appealing.
No.
For
no,
popcorn, at least.
It's retarded. It's fucking retarded.
Oh man. You know,
they make stupid. They're making everything sweet. If you've got a sweet tooth, fine. But even twisties over here, they're making raspberry twisties. Sweet twisties.
Gene, what the fuck is a twisty?
A twisty is like it's like a cheese puff chip. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just twisted into a long shape. Yeah. And they'll have the cheese ones and the plain ones. Fine. But then they're getting in raspberry ones, like making like a cheese puff sweet. It's fucked. Okay. This country's stupid.
This is relatable because Cheetos have twisty, which is like cinnamon and something. But in their defense, it is pretty good. It is pretty good.
I can't. No.
It's like cinnamon.
Savory snacks cannot be sweet.
Right.
Savory must be savory, sweet must be sweet. Like hip hop is hip hop, rock is rock, not the two together.
Hold on. You guys have Taco Bell over there. So if you've ever had the cinnamon twist, that's the same thing as the Cheetos that are.
I've never been to Taco Bell. I've never been to Taco Bell. I will never go to Taco Bell. No.
Taco Bell's good, dude. And I know everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, that's fake Mexican food," but no, it's not. They got tacos, they got burritos, and it's just their version of it. And I like it, but whatever.
Each their own.
Right.
I had Macca's for dinner. I can't fucking say anything,
Explain what that is because I had no idea when you told me.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Are you talking about macadamia nuts? Are you talking about I don't know. That's the first thing that came to mind, macadamia nuts. But go ahead and explain what that is.
Well, to America, Macca's means McDonald's. Yes, so MAC, and then we make everything abbreviated and throw, like Dave becomes Davo, Gary becomes Gaza, service station becomes Servo, sandwich becomes Sanger. You get the idea. So McDonald's becomes Macca's. But the thing is, they'll have it on the billboards. Yeah. Have breakfast at Macca's. Yeah, so it's gone into formal advertising language, the abbreviated slang language, but that's Australian. we're short in everything because we're lazy and dumb.
It doesn't seem shortened to me. McDonald's, Mecca's, almost the same amount of syllables, if I had to guess. But
Yeah, sure. But Macca's, mate. Let's go eat a Macca's.
right, yeah, okay, Macca's. I'm gonna call it
Yeah.
that. And just watch everybody like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because over here, we'll call it McDeezy's.
Oh, Mickey D's. That's
Mickey
right.
D's,
Yeah.
McDeezy's. You know what I'm saying?
McDizzles.
Yeah, yeah. Any variation of
Sure.
McDeezy. Yeah,
You apply Snoop Dogg language to it. I get you.
right. McDonald's.
Yeah.
But whatever. Shout out to McDonald's. They're very prominent on the world stage as far as hurting people and giving people diabetes. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and keep pushing. Here at Paco's Power Hour, we don't like to talk too much about McDonald's, but we will mention it. We will mention it, but after that we're done.
Until they sue us. Yeah.
Right. You know what? Let's do pods on deck, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead and speak on some podcasts you've heard recently that you recommend.
You go first. I got to find one.
Okay.
Who was the potato? Who was the potato in the last episode? What the fuck was that?
Cardiff Electric. He does a lot. He's a brilliant podcaster. I'm surprised we were able to get him on because he's pretty huge. He goes on Who Are These Podcasts with Carl, the guest we had on one episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also does his own thing where he does subreddit surfing, where he goes on and people have those Reddit podcasts where they're like, am I the asshole or whatever, and they answer questions and stuff like off of Reddit. He does it.
Sure.
He's a brilliant mind. He's a brilliant comedic mind. Shout out to Cardiff Electric. I talked to him too. I was like, hey, I wasn't prepared for you to come on, but you know what? Next time we're going to prepare an episode just for you. We're going to have everything you like, and we're going to get you on. And so in the future, I hope we get to have Cardiff Electric on because he is one of the best podcasters I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Brilliant
he was
mind.
funny. And we would I don't know if it was during the racism section and such. And he goes, no, you can't say that. And you said, no, here at Paco's Power, we enjoy racism. And then it was like, all right, buckle up.
Buckle up, boys. And then I messed up. I ruined it by saying he was a Canadian when he was not. He's from Minnesota, which is American, but still, We'll get him on. I spoke to him, direct.
He was funny.
Because he was on About That for an episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was funny. Have you got a podcast?
Oh,
I've got one. I've got one ready. I've got one ready.
Go ahead and go, and then I'll go with mine.
Sure. It's called Behind the Bastards. Yeah.
Behind the Bastards.
Yeah. It's done by.
Let me look it up. Let me pull it up on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and speak about it.
Yeah, basically what this guy does, Robert Evans, he does deep dives into the bastards of history, cult leaders, dictators.
Yo, Bill.
Sorry?
Yo, Bill, the cult leader?
No, like actual cult leaders. No disrespect, Bill.
No, it's Bill, the cult leader.
Oh yeah, absolutely, all day.
Love Bill.
So he'll do Joseph Mengele, the Nazi scientist. Right here. Yeah, he'll do Tsars of Russia, Coco Chanel, Andrew Tate. He did a 6-part on Vince McMahon, from WWE. That was amazing. Who else has he done? Frank Sinatra. Basically, all these basically rich, powerful, horrible people throughout history, and the CIA, Rush Limbaugh, Christopher Columbus, and just basically get a historical deep dive into why they are bastards, basically. But he's also funny and entertaining. So if you're into history and infamous figures of history, it's definitely worth checking out. Yeah. And he's been doing it for years. Behind the Bastards.
All right. I've already subscribed to that. While Gene
Yeah,
was,
I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it, man. Yeah.
yeah. Behind the Bastards. It sound like when you were describing it, it kind of reminded me of last podcast on the left.
It's a little bit like that. Yeah, a little bit like that. But he doesn't do any supernatural stuff. Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's no Bigfoot or aliens or anything. Yeah.
So it's basically just like dog meat, just talking.
Yeah. But shout out last podcast on the left as well. I love them as well.
Brilliant podcast, you know.
Brilliant.
Yeah. It's almost like without trying.
Yeah, they've just known each other for years, though, as well. Yeah.
All right. I don't know if I've recommended this before, but this podcast is from he's a Chicano rapper. His name is Conejo, and he got a podcast called Inside the Criminal Mind. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, inside a sinister mind.
Oh, okay. That's a good title.
Yeah. So basically, what it is, this is it right here. This is the podcast, and he goes in seasons. He's already in season 4, but if you start from the beginning, he speaks about how he was on the run from the FBI for like a murder charge or whatever. He was in Mexico. He speaks about all his events. It's amazing. It is pretty crazy, you know.
Yeah, no, that looks cool. That looks. I'm gonna subscribe to that right now.
Yeah, Inside a Sinister Mind by Conejo. He speaks because over here in America, if you follow the rappers that I do, like Conejo, one of my favorite rappers, I follow him, and he's been on the run for a very long time, you know. And he basically speaks about how he was on how he was in Mexico and he was always paranoid, watching his back. He even said at a certain point he would put a bulletproof vest on his baby daughter, you know, while she slept, and then he would just be there the whole time, just on his toes, making sure the enemies don't find him, because he had a lot of enemies. He had the FBI, he had the Mexican police looking for it. It's crazy. I highly recommend it because the way he tells it is crazy. You know what I'm saying? This Conejo right here, of course, you know.
Yeah, he looks serious. Yeah, he looks serious. Yeah.
Not a joke, you know, but
no.
I would definitely recommend this podcast if you like storytelling, because they edit it. It's not like he's just telling his story. They edit it in a way which is very cinematic in your mind, if you will.
Okay.
So
yeah, no, I like that sort of thing. I'm interested in crime,
right.
Or you know what I mean.
Right.
Crime stories, that crime history, yeah. And I like a good audio drama, and it sounds like it's that sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah. He's also on that movie, The Tax Collector.
Okay, I don't know that.
It's got Shia LaBeouf in it, but
oh really? That lunatic? Okay.
Yeah. Shia LaBeouf acts like he's a Chicano and stuff. It's a good movie. I do enjoy it. You know, I don't look too much into it. Like other people are like, oh, that fool's not a gangster. He's not even Chicano. He's a white guy, but still, the way they in the movie, he's a white dude that grew up with Mexicans. So it's fun. It's funny to me, you know. But you know, it's a good movie. It's called The Tax Collector. I recommend that movie also. Shout out to Conejo. You know what I'm saying? We was down with Conejo back in the day, you know, and then he went on the run, and you know, we lost connection, but he's still a good one. He's very good. He's very occultic too. He's into that, like he's into like I don't know how to say it, so I'll say like Satanism and like occultic things, occultic ideas that are like most people don't think about, you know. Maybe mystic, if you will. I don't know, but he's
a bit of a mystic, yeah.
Yeah, it's mysterious, but you know what he speaks about is very real. So I recommend that.
No, I'm interested. You've piqued my curiosity. Yeah.
Right. Check that podcast out first and foremost before you watch the movie. It's very good. You know,
Will
he
do.
does not
Thank
fuck
you.
around. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
All right. So that
was good.
concludes the pods on deck.
Nice. That was good. That was good.
That was a good pods on deck because I forgot about that podcast, but then I just refreshed it, and then new episodes show up. On my
You'll like Behind the Bastards. You'll be like Behind the Bastards. Yeah, yeah. If you like, interesting people in the world, be they good or bad.
All right.
Yeah.
If I had to ask you, what episode would you recommend from Behind the Bastards?
Oh, I would go. What is it? How the Nazis lost the war. Hold on, let me have a look. I'll just do a quick search because it talks about how Hitler and all the Nazis were on meth. It talks about how much drugs they took. Yeah, they fucked them up.
When I was in elementary school, they was talking about, like, us kids were talking about, Hitler pretty much gave all his soldiers meth, and then that's how they became super soldiers.
Yeah, and he was on it heavily as well. Yeah,
yeah, and which makes
crazy.
sense. You can't stop a meth head.
Yeah. Hitler. Yeah. Okay. Hitler's drug problem. 2 parts.
All right, hold on. Let me find it. I'm gonna prime it up so that way I can hear it today when I go to work.
Yeah. Good.
Hold on 1 second. The first American yoga cult leader. Wow.
Yeah.
That's already right up my alley. You know what I mean?
You'll love it. You'll love it. If you just type in Nazis meth, it will come up. Scroll down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down here. Fox News, a complete history of Illuminati. Wow, that right there piqued my interest already.
Yeah.
All right, let me see here.
Wow,
that's what, a 5-part?
Yeah.
A 6-part. Wow.
Oh yeah. He goes deep. He's a great researcher.
That's interesting because everybody's like, oh, Illuminati started in like what, 1100s?
Yeah, somewhere around 1300s, maybe in Bavaria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does this guy have a cool voice?
Yeah, no, he's good. He's good to listen to. You use podcast app, don't you?
Yeah. Podcast Addict. Look, I'm looking it up now.
Sorry, Addict. I mean, that's the one I use as well. Yeah. I'll send you
Hitler's meth problem, or what did you say?
Hitler's drug problem. I'm sending you the episodes now.
All right, cool. Okay, Ronald Reagan, huh? Iran Contra.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got it.
You got it. Okay.
Yep. Part 1. Yes. Okay. I'm definitely gonna listen to this today.
Cool. Good. Let me know what you think.
Absolutely, and let me know what you think about Sinister Mind.
Conejo. Yeah. I'll listen to that before the next episode. We'll come back and do a recap. Yeah.
Just in case you don't know what Conejo means, it literally means rabbit. So they call him Rabbit. They call him G Rabbit. Conejo means rabbit in Spanish.
Because he's running. He's always running.
He's very fast. He's very slim. That's why they call him Conejo. But I'm sure it's other reasons. I'm gonna go ahead and get into everybody's least favorite part of the podcast. Is Paco's pee break. I have to pee very bad, so I'll be right back.
All right, so I'll keep it going. No, I'm going to take a pee break too. We'll be back.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's Samantha Kyle Paco. I'm posted up in the cut like a bandit, and I'm back. You know, I just had to take a piss, but we're back. So in Australia, when somebody needs to take a piss, what do they say?
Leak the lizard.
They say that here too, but only the square guys, only the real square bears.
No, we just say we're going to take a piss.
Okay.
Need to take a piss. We say the
That's
same
good.
thing. Yeah.
That's good. But when I
But,
go
we
to Australia,
But we use piss a lot, like to like bust balls on someone, to make jokes about someone. You know, so we'll say we're taking the piss. Do you say that? Take the piss out of someone?
oh yeah, that's a
okay.
phrase here. You know,
Yeah, okay.
will you take the steam out of somebody's cell or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
You're like, oh
We
yeah.
don't say that. What are you from the 1920s?
Yeah, it is. It is an old school term, and I happily use it. But you know, I don't talk like a lot of people out here in America. All my friends or whatever, they always copy what I say. At first, it's strange. They're like, "Why are you saying that?" And the next thing you know, I keep saying it, and then before you know it, they're saying it. You know,
You're a trendsetter. You're a trendsetter.
I really am. Not to toot my own horn, but yeah, I am. It's funny, right? I bring old words back, you know, and it's fun. I love language. Like, let me tell you a little bit about myself.
Okay.
If I may, Gene,
Please,
if you're not busy.
Please. I'm not. Trust me, I'm not busy.
All right. So when I was younger, people would be like, "Hey, we can't understand you. You're mumbling," stuff like that, you know, and I wouldn't speak too loud. So basically,
Really?
yeah, really. And basically, I worked on my speech and my vocabulary. And then so now I speak like I do, which is, you know, people can understand me and I could articulate myself in a way which is more understandable for everybody. But before that, I was bad, you know? So I did work on my speech. I will say that.
Okay. Well done. Okay.
Right. And people say I talk like a white guy, which I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's one white language or the other, because the people who say that are speaking Spanish, which is a white language brought to us by the Spanish. You know, it doesn't matter to me. I don't know. I don't get offended, but you know, I used to get offended when I was younger. I would get offended when I was working on my speech, but now I do pronounce my words better. I do speak louder. It's much better nowadays.
No, you speak louder, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure. I'm the loudest motherfucker in the room.
But no, that's cool, man. Well done. No, seriously, that's cool.
You know, because it upsetted me. It made me very upset, you know, to be like, oh, well, why am I even speaking? But then I realized I was the problem. So I made changes. You know what I mean?
No,
which a lot of people should consider. Maybe you're the problem and maybe you should make changes. But that's all.
Yeah.
That's just across the board.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, for everyone. Yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you ever had speech problems? I mean, I'm sure in Australia you said they speak a little differently than yourself.
Yeah. No, I don't sound like the typical Australian. No, I get confused for being like British a lot. Yeah. Because as you know, actor, I've had theatre training. I just know how to speak properly. Basically, a lot of motherfuckers here do not. Depends where you are. What if you get country and real, when you start getting, yeah, you go, man. It's like, what the fuck did you just say? I
That's
don't
cartoonish,
like
huh?
I think it's important to be able to speak well. Yes,
right.
You know, language is the one thing that unifies us all. It's how we communicate. Whether you know, we don't write as much as we do, but we still use text and language to communicate. So you still got to know how it works and how to make it effective. Certainly, if you want to get a point across or make anything out of yourself in the world, language is a vital key. And we're both hip hop fans, and you know what is the primary component is language.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, so I love words too. I love language, and I used to be shy when I was a kid, and I had to work on myself as well to not be so shy and reserved, to be more outgoing. And language is what helped me do that, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And I think a lot of people would take good advice from us as far as working on yourself, like reading books, speaking louder, like just pronouncing your words better. That
Yes.
brings me to my Paco's Power Paco's Power Hour original recommendations. I recommend you work on your speech. You don't have any ideas the doors that can open. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because it does help me in my day to day when I'm going to different stores and there's different receivers or whatever. I speak to them in a way which makes them comfortable. And
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just when they understand you, they feel more comfortable. So if you're speaking in a way where it's like mumbly or you're speaking too hood, too much ebonics, whatever,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
does hinder you.
Yes, and yeah, and then you can adapt. You adapt your way of speaking, your tone,
Mhm.
the type of language that you're using for who you are speaking to as well. So it's kind of reading the room. That would be my
Right.
recommendation: is read people before you approach them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then use your language, and your body language is very important
Oh,
as well.
absolutely.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You
yeah,
don't want to be
and
crossing your arms the whole time, because that's very defensive.
absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, and that can help you with social situations and help you get ahead, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So very relatable, very relatable.
Yeah, my recommendation is working on your speech
That's really good. That's one of the best recommendations you've ever given, if I may say. Absolutely.
because
Uh,
it was personal. It's pretty
yeah,
personal.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I do recommend that.
yeah,
Gene, do you
absolutely.
have a recommendation for us?
Yeah, yeah, basically, like, yeah, not, yeah,
I
letting,
know.
yeah, speaking of speaking well, um, yeah, just, um, letting shit go and making the best of a bad situation. Shit happens in life. Go through your grieving process, but then make sure you don't fucking just wallow in it, and
Right.
just
That's
get back.
hard to do. That is tough to do because it's
Yeah,
hard to come out of that hole, you know?
yes, but you've got to come out of the hole because life goes on, and it's your life at the end of the day. And good things are just around the corner. It does swing. That's one thing in my 46 years. It's good, then it gets bad, but it's going to go back to being good again, sort of thing. So you've just got to
Right.
weather the storm and wait until the sun's shining again, metaphorically, because
Yeah.
it will shine. It will shine again. So just keep it, as you say, keep it pushing.
Yeah, right. And that is relatable to me because there was a certain point where I would be depressed and I would be sad and I would try to project it onto others. But at a
Hmm.
certain point
Hmm.
I realized it's all in my
Hmm.
head. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
So I don't
Hmm.
know. The way
Yeah,
I deal with things now is to like what am I doing that's making me sad? It's
yeah,
it's up to me to manifest my reality.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, so entirely relatable, and that's
But
just
that's very difficult
speaking
to deal with.
briefly.
It's not easy to get to that point where you realize yourself that you are the problem. It's
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah,
hard
yeah,
to identify
yeah, yeah,
because we
yeah,
are
yeah.
selfish as humans. We are selfish, but
But at the same time, we all do it. We all go through
right,
it. But as long as as long as you correct yourself and push forward, then that's just part of life as well. That's the process of constantly learning, because we're constantly learning.
right,
And life can be a motherfucker. It's going to throw
right.
something at you again.
And basically, speaking like when also you have to accept the people that love you. You know what I'm saying? You have to
Yes,
accept the
yes,
way that they are. You know what I
yes,
mean?
yes,
Because
absolutely.
there's been
Yeah,
times when I'm like, oh, this guy, this motherfucker, he's not here for me. And I've been there for them for so many times. You have to accept that fact. And then you have to
yeah,
understand that people don't bend. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're not going to change unless they want to change. So the way they
Yes.
behave towards you is not a reflection of you, but it's just how
Yeah.
they are. You
Well
understand?
put. Well put. Well
I don't
put.
know. That's
No,
a tough thing to understand too. It's hard to understand it when you're young, but as you get older, you learn to understand that. If I can say,
yeah. And well put, and remember as well that other people are going through shit. I had a conversation with someone last night, whose mother, I won't say any names, but whose mother is terminally ill.
all right,
They basically, they could, potentially die soon. And I was just looking at that, and as you know, I've had a few problems of late, but that put it in perspective. It was like, fuck, my problems are nothing compared to this. This is your mother,
right,
who could die by the end of the year. Yeah.
right,
So yeah. So you got to remember other people are going through other shit, and a lot of the times much bigger shit.
right, right. So
Yeah.
it's good to accept people for who they are and love them for who they are, so that way
Mhm.
you're never disappointed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
way
Yeah. Yeah.
anybody behaves towards you, and if it's
Yeah.
been consistent, you can appreciate that because the consistency is key.
Absolutely, and remember that you're right as well. Unless you're a pedophile,
Oh
rapist,
no,
animal
you don't
abuser.
put no pedophilia over here. Here at Paco's Power Hour, we don't.
No,
We do not. We love
yeah,
children. They're
yeah,
the
of course,
innocence of the world.
absolutely. And unless you are one of those things, you know what I mean? Yeah. And if you take a moment to reflect on yourself, sort of thing, and change yourself, sort of thing, you're still good. You know what I mean? You can change yourself. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
There's people. There's people. Yeah,
usually what you're dwelling on is not as big of
yeah. No,
a problem as
no.
everybody else. To everybody else, it's nothing. But
Yeah,
then it's all in your
yeah.
mind. You got to
It's
master your
all in
mind.
your mind. It's all in your
Meditation
mind
is
a lot of the
good.
time.
If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
yeah,
meditate, I would recommend it where you're
yeah,
just sitting there trying to think of your breath just for
yeah.
like 10, 20 minutes, something where you can just blank your mind. You'll feel so much better. I do recommend
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah, yeah. And I recommend, just enjoying what the fuck you're into as well, be it movies,
Right.
music, writing, whatever, sort of thing. You can lose yourself in that, you know what I mean? And then all the other shit that you're worried about other people thinking about you, when most of the time they're
Yeah.
not thinking about you at all. They're not thinking about you at all. So, focus on yourself, make yourself better, and then other people will be more open to you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was a good recommendation. He's back.
Here we are. I'm sorry, Gene. My
No,
internet
that
is
was good.
probably not the best, but
No, you were back quick. That's cool.
yeah, no.
Mm.
But yeah, I agree with all that. It's just basically, I guess, overall, if we had to sum it up, I would say be self-aware.
Yeah. In a nutshell, be
In a
self-aware.
nutshell, yeah, because
Yeah.
people aren't thinking about you the way you're thinking about you, and it's
No,
not
not
their
at all.
fault because they're thinking about themselves the way you're not thinking about them. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. We're all just dealing with our own shit and trying to do the best that we can.
Right. So much love to everybody out there that's listening.
Oh,
Don't reach
absolutely.
out to me if you have mental health problems. Uh, let me see here. So we got album review. We don't have an album today. We will get into Terror Tape soon. Me and Gene were speaking about this earlier.
Yes.
We want to do it properly, so we're gonna re-listen to it. It's been a while since we announced.
We need to listen to it, and we need to organize, a full roster of people when everyone can show up, and not just say they're going to show up.
I know, and my schedule's hectic. I can't really think past what I'm doing to that day, and it's like,
that makes sense. That makes
and
sense.
I hate giving like time frames because to me, time is it's hard to distinguish. So when I got a route and I'm like, oh, I got 2 more stops. Usually, if I had to think, I would say 2 more stops would be about 3 hours. But then I'm thinking like, I don't know. I don't want to say 6 a.m. and then not be able to be there because I made that mistake in the past where I'm like, okay, yeah, 4 o'clock we'll be there. And then I'm at work at 5:30 still. It's like, it's very difficult in my line of work. And
We've got to do it when you guys have a free night. I'm free during the day.
Saturdays, we're all off on Saturdays. All the people I work with.
No. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'm off Saturday day. I can do Saturday days. So maybe we look at that for a Saturday.
And I know Ronnie heard the Terror Tapes Part 1 and 2. I want to include him. I don't want to.
Yes.
I don't want him to listen to it in vain. So I want to get him on.
Yeah, and he always has good things to say about hip hop. So
he's a real hip hop head. He doesn't look like it. He doesn't act like it. He used to be a B-boy,
Seriously?
Yeah.
He's an interesting
cat.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So he's got a lot of hip hop knowledge.
He really does. He does. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I don't know what else to say, man. I'm burnt out.
We've done an hour.
We have done an hour, which is Paco's Power Hour.
So if there's one last segment to round it off.
I'm looking for a good segment. Not social engineering. I was looking at it, but I said no, not tonight.
We need Tim for that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Tim. Shout out to Tim Lotte.
Yeah, shout out Tim Lotte. Yeah. Always entertaining.
Conspiracy theories that'll go on forever. Guilty pleasures. What do you think? Guilty pleasures?
What was the conspiracy theory? What was the conspiracy theory I heard? Fuck. It was interesting.
Well,
I can't remember it, but fuck, it was interesting. What was it? It was on a Danny Brown episode. Danny Brown brought it up. I'll have to go back. I'll go back and bring it back to the pod. Yeah.
Okay, please write it down. And you know what?
Right. Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and go to Do Not Recommend. Gene, do you care to kick off this segment? Do Not Recommend?
No, you go first. I have to think.
Okay. Basically, I do not recommend going to work and then I don't recommend going to work. It's just waste your time. I mean, sure, you get money, but I mean, you're wasting all your time. And you know what they say, time is money. So I don't recommend going to work.
Well, that is relatable because who wants to go to work ever?
Right.
We all just want to get money.
If I can get out early, I'm getting out early.
I don't care what it is. If I can go home early, I can take the day off. I'm taking it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Man, the rare times that I do get off early, I'll usually watch a movie. I'm like, what do I do with all this extra time? I'm like, you know what? I watch a movie that I've been meaning to watch.
No. Not having to work's the best thing in the world. Definitely.
I don't recommend going to work. It's terrible. It'll stress you out. It'll make you younger. I mean, make you older. It's not good.
Yeah, it will just annoy you. Yeah,
just relatable.
Of course. Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%. Yeah, 1,000%. No, I never want to work. I would like to have time to do the things I want to do and get money for it, but having to go to work for someone else, no.
Right. And of course, consistency is the key. Once Paco's Power gets monetized, we're all going to be making bread because I'm not a selfish guy. When it comes to stuff like that, I'm always breaking even. I don't care about being paid more, things like that. I don't care about money. I care about people. At the end of the day, that's my thing.
Yeah. No, I agree. My do not recommend is unless you are completely introverted and you don't like people. This is just me speaking for me, something that I've learned about myself recently. Don't live alone. Yeah. Live with people that you can deal living with, but and have time to yourself and all that sort of thing. But living alone when you get stuck in your own thoughts, which I can do at times, and that sort of thing. And I don't know. I've just come into a stage of life where I enjoy conversation. I enjoy socializing. I enjoy hanging out with people, and just enjoy conversations and discussing shit. And you can't do that living alone because you're just talking to yourself up here, and
Right.
that can often go wrong. Yeah, that's my recommendation.
It doesn't just often go wrong. It always goes wrong, especially if you're smoking weed and you're like all in your thoughts. You know what I mean? That paranoia is like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? And then you really make yourself feel like a real loser when you're high by yourself. No, but
yeah.
if I had to say, you know, allegedly, I don't know
allegedly.
That is a good do not recommend, you know. But you see, when I go to work, my line of work, I'm talking to people all day, all different types of people, and it's great, you know. It's great to see other perspectives. It's also great to see how other people speak, because they might say something that I like, and I will adopt into my vocabulary, you know. Good.
I would. Yeah, you're learning off other people constantly, be it good or bad. You know what I mean? The lessons, what you pick up, and So, but that's changing soon, as we discussed. Yeah, I'm moving into a place with people next week, and kind of can't wait for it. Yeah,
that's good. Maybe you can get them on the show.
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
I'm always welcoming here at Paco's Power Hour. We don't discriminate. We welcome all new people, walks of life, races, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. The guy moving in with, shout out Shay. Thank you. He's a music head of all different types of music. He'll definitely recommend albums. Yeah, he's got a huge collection. Yeah.
That is good. I can't wait for this. This seems like a beginning for Gene.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Parker. It's going to be. I can't wait myself. Definitely. Can I do a little plug?
You want to do shout out? Let me pull up the shout out segment.
Okay.
1 second here. Let me find it here. Follow Paco, Aqua Silence. Shout out segment. Shout outs. Gene, go ahead and shout out whatever you want to shout out. Plug whatever you want to plug.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, I'll plug. Well, I'm putting together. I recorded the first episode just on Restream with Joel Shogun. Shout out for Evil Popcorn. So I've got to edit it up and post it. Evil Popcorn. Yes, it'll be horror movies and dark entertainment and culture. So the first episode we did, we just looked at a list from the internet and we did the 50 top 80s horror films. Yeah.
50.
The top 50 horror films. 50.
I didn't know there were 50 horror films in all time.
Oh, there's thousands. Wow.
I am offended by this for some reason. I don't know.
Horror film. They've been making a horror film since the 1910s, man. 1910s.
Oh my
God. Yeah. And so shout out Joel for that. Shout out to Dan. He's putting together music and art for me at the moment, which is great. Shout out Evil Corp, where we're going to be filming it at the Horror Maze. Yeah. Shout out Gabby and Hannah, who's going to be my co-hosts for it. And so the first episode's happening, music and art's happening, got a location for filming. So it will be dropping in the future. Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful.
Give it a month or so and it will be a thing. So just wanted to, shout that out.
So when that does happen, we're going to link it here at Paco's Power Hour page.
Thank you.
And if you don't mind, we could play it too. You know, we could put it in the videos. You know how some
podcasts
promote?
Yeah.
Put it on the page of YouTube. Yeah. We got 45 subscribers. I don't want to brag or anything, but we got 45 subscribers and we can put it to them.
So, absolutely. Hey, Carl from. So what are these podcasts?
Who are these podcasts?
Yeah, we'll get him to watch it and come shit on it. You know, that'd be great.
Yeah, hopefully, I'll recommend it to him. I'll email it to him. I'll say, hey, you guys should do this podcast, and then he'll do. You know what I mean?
The professor Pablo, he's going to come on and do an episode.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pablo.
Yeah, Lauren Petrie. Do you know Lauren Petrie?
I do know. actually.
Yeah, she's going to come on and do an episode because I'm friends with her on Facebook. I chat with
Ooh.
her a bit. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're going to get Ralph Sutton on anytime.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
It's just,
we must
you
get
know,
back
when I
on.
do text him, man, he's very busy. But then he'll be like, "Oh yeah, hit me up in about a week," and then I'll be like, "Okay," and then I'll forget. But then I'll hit him up, and he'll be like, "Okay, yeah, sure. Let me get on. We're gonna get Ralph on, and then once I get Ralph on here, you can get him on yours."
You know who I really no disrespect, Ralph, but who I really want to get on Evil Popcorn and talk about horror movies? Zach Amico.
Zach Amico is a brilliant horror mind.
Yeah, he
You know?
is. He is.
Oh
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his Midnight
He knows
Spook
what he's
Show.
talking
It's his Midnight Spook Show. It's a great watch along horror movie watch along YouTube podcast. Yeah,
Right.
Shout out Zach, you're great.
He's
Zach.
also an actor. He was on Shakespeare Shitstorm or something.
Yeah. He just does. He worked with Troma Films a lot, and he does stuff. Yeah,
He's in the biz.
He is. Yeah. The real underground, gritty, grimy B grade biz, but he is.
Right. He's a brilliant mind. Shout out to Zach Amico.
Yeah. No, I like him a lot. Yeah.
Same here. I got a picture with him at Skankfest, and he's the craziest guy. He's not crazy just on the podcast. He's actually crazy in real life, which is great. It's funny.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've
got to come to. I've got to go to Skankfest one day.
Skankfest is the best. It's the best.
Oh, I wonder if when I do my tour next year, September, October, because they usually have it around then, don't they?
Around, September, November, October.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, if I could time it next year to go to Skankfest next year.
Is the shit.
I wonder where they'll be holding it. Fuck it. I'm gonna put that on my itinerary to go to Skankfest next year.
Probably not going to be in Vegas again. Is Vegas this year? Or is it Vegas last year?
Right. I'll go towards where it is. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Yeah, fuck
yeah. All right. Well, I'm done. I got to take a nap.
Yeah. So do I. All right.
Thank you. This was a great episode. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too, man. Peace.
Later.